ako, hindi simpleng reckless imprudence resulting in homicide ang kaparusahan sa mga pulis na pumapatay habang nilalabag ang operations procedure nila. Dapat po sila ay may mas mabigat na kaparusahan. They are paid to protect, yet they are the ones threatening the lives of our citizens. We arm them using tax money, and yet they use it against the people they are sworn to protect. This deserves a grave penalty. We have to enforce our laws on our law enforcers. Mr. President, my dear colleagues, my heart goes to the family of Jimboy. But you know, it also pains me to castigate our police officers all the time. Kasi po, karamihan naman sa kanila ay nasa ayos ang pagsiservisyo. Nadudungisan lang ng ilan o kulang lang ng suporta mula sa itaas. Let us work together to elevate our law enforcers. They should be respected and not feared. With the help of Senator Bato de la Rosa and everyone here in the Senate, I know maayos din po natin ito. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat, Senator Rafi.
Mr. President, if I may, I know that we are pressed for time, and I just have one question. If my distinguished colleague, Senator Tulfo, would yield to just one question, Mr. President. First of all, Mr. President, let me take this opportunity to extend my sincerest condolences to the family left behind by Jemboy Baltazar. My thoughts and prayers are with you all. Secondly, Mr. President, I joined the gentleman from Isabela and Davao in strongly condemning the brutal killing of Jemboy Salazar, a 17-year-old who dreams of becoming a seaman someday, Mr. President. Just have one question, if my distinguished colleague would yield. Just one question with regard to the seemingly, Mr. President, paulit-ulit na nakakasama ng loob, nakakasalukasok ng mga pangyayari na nagagawa. I'm sure hindi ito sinasadya, pero nagagawa, nakukumit pa rin ng kapulisan. If the gentleman would know if in the past 5 years perhaps, police violence na nag-lead sa kamatayan, mistaken identity, may numero ho ba tayo nito para sabihin ito ay talagang parang wala hong nangyayari? Kasi kahit sabihin po na babaguhin na naman natin yung manual, etc. Mr. President, I just would like to put on record, and you, Mr. President, and I are authors of resolution investigating the killing, Mr. President, if you would recall, the 17-year-old Kian Lloyd de los Santos. Mr. President, he was killed in the same day, today, August 16, 2017. Same day, 6 years ago, Mr. President. He was shot 3 times in the head despite begging for his life. Yung 19-year-old po, si Carlo Angelo Arnaiz, who was handcuffed, beaten up before being killed. And Carl's friend and witness to the murder, yung 14-year-old, si Reynaldo de Guzman, whose body was found floating in a creek with 31 stab wounds. All these killings, Mr. President, were committed by the Caloocan City Police. So, Ginoong Pangulo, may distinguished colleague, may data na po ba tayo kaya? Kung ilang beses na po itong nangyayari, baka kung i-impose natin ng death penalty, ito yung unahin natin.
Maraming salamat, Your Honor, Mr. President, for that question. As far as data is concerned, no, we don't have that, and certainly the policemen or the PNP would not ever give us those numbers. On the other hand, let me tell you, Mr. President, Your Honor, the reason bakit hindi ito mapahinto, paulit-ulit na lang, you said, and I agree with you totally, through the years, it happens again and again and again. And the thing here that I saw, the main problem is doon po sa recruitment. Kasi it starts with the recruitment process. Dapat nasasara talaga yung mga hindi karapat-dapat mag-training at yung mga pulis na dapat hindi na maisalang at maging patrolman pa or starts from the bottom, maging kabo. Why? Because marami dito, marami sa mga kapulisan natin ang may topak. Sorry for the word. May sira sa ulo. Pero nakakalusot dahil malakas nirekomenda ng mga Poncio Pilato. So nakakalusot sila na dapat doon pa lamang sa screening process, nasara na sila. Meron nga tayong tinatawag na neuropsychiatric exam, pero ito nga po, Mr. President, I remember many years ago, yung isa pong colonel sa Camp Crame, siya po yung nagkakandak ng neuropsychiatric exam sa mga gustong mag-training sa pagka-PNP. Siya mismo ay saksakan ng abusado at inireklamo po sa aking programa. Kung yung mismo nagsasagawa ng neuropsychiatric exam para sa mga gustong mag-training sa pagka-pulis, ang mismo may topak sa ulo, then nakikita niyo na po yung maging problema. At ito pa pong masakit. Noong panahon po ni PRD, ni President Rodrigo Duterte, dinoble ang sweldo ng mga pulis natin. So inakala po natin lahat kapag nadoble na ang kanilang sweldo, gaganda na ang kanilang serbisyo. Pero lalong lumala. Saan po yung problema rito? Again, hindi po nasara yung pagpasok ng mga pulis na kung saan-saan lamang nanggaling at pagdating sa training, sila ay tinulak lamang na maging pulis ng kanilang mga padrino at hanggang sa makapasok sila maging PNP. So it is time na dapat yung mga pulis natin is quality, not quantity. So again, Mr. President, akin pong tututukan ito to make sure itong mga ginagawang pang-abuso nating kapulisan, masisilip ko at maparusahan ang dapat maparusahan.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I certainly agree with the observations made by our distinguished colleague, yung sa
Oh,
recruitment.
Mr. President. Okay. May binigay isang staff ko, 6,000 police killings in general
Wow.
between 2016 to 2021. Pero this is in general.
6,000.
Hindi dito kasama yung killings dahil sa mistaken identity, killings dahil sa pang-abuso, killings dahil sa salvage. So ito ay general lamang. So yung tinatanong niyo po ata is yung
Yes.
specific to police brutality. Ito po, general to.
Thank you, Mr. President. And as I was saying, Mr. President, I agree with you that we should scrutinize yung mga papasok and at the same time, yung mga nakapasok na, dapat na-check din. Kasi sabi nga nila, power corrupts and it corrupts absolutely. When you have that power, at the same time, Mr. President, kung papahawakin natin sila ng baril, hindi ho dapat napapasa kamay ng may topak ang baril na binili mismo. Binanggit nyo ho kanina, yun ang napakasakit. Imagine, taxpayer po yung nagbayad nitong mga armas na ito na kumitil sa buhay ng mga kabataan natin na walang kamalay-malay. I am not making a sweeping judgment sa kapulisan natin. Hindi lahat ganun. I don't believe marami sa kanila pang ganun. Ngunit meron talagang bad eggs na kailangang i-address natin itong problemang ito, Ginoong Pangula. And as I promised, I only have one issue. Yun lang po, yung data doon. And again, I would like to remind the body that 6 years ago, August 16, the same day, 2017, pinatay ang 17-year-old na si Kian Lloyd de los Santos. Mr. President, how many more of our youth should suffer as a consequence of our law enforcers' reckless actions? So we are calling our government, our law enforcement, the DILG to look into this, into the procedures and protocols of our law enforcement officers to prevent a similar incident from happening again. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo. Maraming salamat, Senator Tulfo.
May dagdag ko lang, Mr. President, Your Honor. Ang sinasuggest ko rin, on a yearly basis, kailangan sumailalim yung ating mga pulis sa tinatawag na neuropsychiatric exam at random drug test. Kasi nga, ang nangyayari ngayon, minsan lang sila neuropsychiatric exam and then after that, go na sila, libre na sila. Kasi pwedeng pumasa sila nung time ng kanilang recruitment, pero after a year or two, nagbago yung kanilang situation because of anxiety, stress sa trabaho, pagod. So doon na pumasok yung pagkakaroon nilang topak sa ulo. So kapag regular ang kanilang pag-undergo ng neuropsychiatric exam, mahuhuli po yun, masasara sila. So pwede silang muna papahingayin at magamot. Thank you,
Mr. President,
Yes, Senator Escudero, sir.
may I make a brief manifestation so as not to belabor the point, given that Senator Villar will be sponsoring? I just want to take advantage of my rare presence in plenary. Mr. President,
Let it be based on record, Mr. President.
I subscribe completely to the statements and the speech of Senator Tulfo, and I join him in his desire for justice for the victim and in calling out not only the policemen involved, but the entire Philippine National Police. What struck me, Mr. President, was the statement made by the good gentleman with respect to magkabaro kasi at pinoprotektahan nila ang mga sarili nila. Mr. President, more than the Neuro, I think the leadership of the PNP, the DILG, and even the DOJ should set the tone insofar as making these police officers accountable, if only to make them as examples, that the basic rules on engagement as it applies to civilians also applies to members of the Philippine National Police. They can only shoot and fire upon and even kill someone in self-defense only. Hindi porkit kriminal, nagnakaw, may pinatay, may ginahasa, nakita mo naglalakad palayo, kahit gaano kalala yung krimen niyang ginawa, pwede mo nang barilin at patayin kung wala namang panganib sa buhay mo mismo nung tinatangka mong hulihin o habulin siya. Sa kasong ito, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Ginoong Pangulo, nasa laot yung binaril nila. Wala namang hawak na armas. Malayo sa kanila. At ni walang panganib sa buhay nila. Makatakas na kung makakatakas, pero hindi sila pinapayagan ng batas na putukan, lalo na barilin at patayin. The rules of engagement are quite clear. And I do not understand why Philippine National Police members, whatever rank, whenever they entered, whether they passed the Neuro or not, cannot understand that and put that in their thick heads. They should try to arrest, but if he escapes and runs, hindi niya pwedeng putukan kahit sa paa para madapa at mahuli niya, because still, there was no threat to his life that he needed to defend himself. The reason, Mr. President, why we gave our law enforcement personnel guns was not to shoot anyone who they think is guilty of a crime. Only a judge can decide that. The purpose and reason why they have guns is to protect themselves and to protect the civilian population from violent criminals. It is not a license to shoot anyone that they think is either guilty, even if he is actually guilty of having committed a crime. During the budget deliberations, I will join the distinguished gentleman in asking accountability from the PNP, not only the PNP, also the DLG, also the DOJ, especially insofar as the kind and nature of the offense or crime they will be filing against these police officers. It cannot be merely abandonment of a victim, for sure, Mr. President, Your Honor. It cannot be merely violation of PNP standard operating procedures and protocols. This is either homicide or murder. And nothing prevents the prosecutor evaluating this case in preliminary investigation from filing a case for murder, because it can always be lowered to homicide. But filing a case for homicide can never be elevated to murder. Filing a case, Mr. President, for a similar act of abandoning a victim cannot be elevated to murder anymore. A safer recourse on the part of the DOJ would be to file the higher offense, because anyway, the policeman can be convicted of a lower offense should the evidence point to the lower offense. I submit, Mr. President, and I thank the gentleman for the time he allocated to me.
Thank you for your manifestation, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Risa Ontiveros is also
Yes, Mr. President.
raising her hands.
Salamat kayo, Mr. President. Bilang pagsuporta po sa privilege speech ng good gentleman mula sa Isabela, maikling imamanifest ko lang po, unang-una na tulad nila, nakikiramay ako sa pamilya ni Jemboy Baltazar. And Mr. President, I welcome the decision of the PNP-IAS to file administrative charges against and relieve the Navotas police chief who covered up the involvement of police officers in the killing of Jemboy Baltazar. However, while this is a first step towards accountability, relief from position is not justice. It is appalling that at least 11 police officers committed an overkill shooting of one 17-year-old boy. Standard procedure po ba para sa police officers na mag-shoot on site at hindi tangkaing iaresto yung tao? Kita naman po natin sa use of force continuum ang sagot. Therefore, I urge the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice to further investigate the Navotas police chief and police officers for obstruction of justice after it was discovered they had altered the report on Jemboy's death to remove the names of the 11 officers. Oras ng sampahan ng kasong kriminal ang mga pulis na inaabuso ang kapangyarihan nila para maiwasan ang saklaw ng batas. Like the minority leader, I will file a resolution to urge a Senate investigation on this issue. Also in the spirit of the privileged speech of the good gentleman from Isabela, para maisiwalat na ang mga cover-up operations na tila binabastos ang integridad ng PNP at lalo na ng taong bayan. Finally, beyond this specific case, Mr. President, the Senate should consider investigating if similar tactics have been used in other police operations. In addition to the Supreme Court's rules requiring police body cams, we will also explore the possibility of legislation which will penalize police officers who fail to turn on their body cams during operations, perhaps as a companion measure to the bill of the good gentleman from Isabela. Today, on the death anniversary of Kian de los Santos, we are reminded of the urgent action we need to take for the many young lives we've lost to trigger happy and cruel cops. Muli po, Mr. President, pakikiramay sa pamilya ni Jemboy Baltazar. Oh, and lastly, Mr. President, the 6,000 killings cited by the good gentleman from Isabela are the killings acknowledged by the Philippine National Police in the course of the bloody war on drugs. Salamat po. Salamat kayo, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, my distinguished colleague. And we'd like to also congratulate Senator Raffy Tulfo for taking this up on the floor today and in the consciousness of each and every senator. Pinapanood ko nga yung news gabi-gabi at yan pong laman ng news. Naawa po ako nung unang nakita ko po yung kanyang nanay na umiiyak via Zoom nung nandun pa siya sa Middle East. Napakasakit para sa mga OFWs natin na malaman na ganun lamang ang pagka-disgrasya na kanilang mga anak dito sa ating bansa. And in other countries that would have courted condemnation, in other countries like in France, when a teenager was killed by the police, they had 2 weeks of rioting. Talaga nagkagulo-gulo dun because he was a immigrant boy na binaril ng police na nagkagulo-gulo. In the United States, they launched the Black Lives Matter movement. There was a lot of movements in the United States dahil sa pag-aabuso ng mga pulis. Kaya tama lang po ito na dapat talaga magkaroon po tayo ng review ng kanilang manuals, training manuals. I'm fully supportive of our armed services. I'm a very strong supporter of rule of law. But that is the whole point, rule of law. There are laws and procedures to be followed. So the law enforcers should also follow the rules of the law. Hindi po, they cannot take the law into their own hands. Kaya tignan natin, meron na po tayong dashcam, meron po tayong pending dashcam bill. Taasan natin yung parusa pag nakasirado po ang yung mga dashcams na ibibigay natin sa police. Sa ibang bansa, tanggal ka agad yun. Pag in-off nila yung dashcam po nila, tanggal automatic yan sa serbisyo sa Estados Unidos. May mga states na ganun. So we can do many things to correct this. Pero nakikiramay po kami sa pamilya ni Jemboy and sana po wala na po mangyayaring ganito sa ating mga kababayan. I hope in the near future. So we thank you for your vigilance on this and taking this up in the plenary today.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, the minority leader is also seeking the floor. I move that he be recognized, Senator Coco Pimentel.
Our distinguished minority floor leader is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, congratulations sa ating kasama rito, ang ating idol, dahil sa na-take up natin itong topic na ito. Although, nag-file na po ako ng resolution to
Yes, I saw it.
investigate,
We read it today.
this
Tama.
killing. Tayo po yung nakikiramay nga sa pamilya ni Jemboy Baltasar. Pero itong usapan na kailangan ayusin, i-review, i-update ang Police Manual of Procedures, naririnig ko na po ito sa panahon pa ng tatay ko eh. Na ito, topic na po, and nabisita nga actually yung Police Manual of Operations, pero iba kasi yung reality versus, or theory versus practice, Mr. President. So, even if may manual sila, dapat siguro, daan-daanan nila, at siguro doon maintindihan po nila anong, not only the letter of what is there, but the spirit, bakit nandun yung rules na yon. So siguro, pag hearing po ng aking resolution, together with the privilege speech, i-telegraph na natin yung iti-take up natin sa kapulisan, itong pagpatay kay insidente na napatay si Jemboy Baltasar, the Police Manual of Operations, pati Mr. President, pati yung mga iba, para pakita natin sa kanila, we're aware of the, although kay Jemboy yung resolution, pati iba, nalala ko yata, yung mga napatay just because nag-violate sa checkpoint. Ilan yan? Kahit meron nung quarantine period, merong yata nag-violate din ng parang ng line na lumampas sa line. Patay din. Ako, naalala ko pa nga itong sa Parañaque. Di ba? Mag-ama. Pinaulan na ng bala kasi yung sasakyan, yun yung sasakyan ng suspect. Oh. Same model. Same model yan.
Mistaken identity.
I mean, paulit-ulit eh. Ano pa ba isa? Sa may Quezon City ba yun? Ganun din. Sasakyan dahil sa ang pag-describe, ito yung sasakyan. Lahat ba ng sasakyan na ganun? Papaulanan na nila ng bala. Ang namatay yata dun sa Quezon City is Rina-rush sa hospital. So, lahat po na ito, balikan po natin para makita natin na all lives are important. These incidents will never be forgotten. And there is a time for, there's a time for reckoning eh. Yes. Darating ang panahon na kailangan pong harapin yung consequences ng mga nangyari. So, thank you, Senator Tulfo, for bringing this up.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr.
Timing
President,
po yung speech ninyo, Senator Raffy Tulfo, dahil nag-file nga po ng resolution si Senator Coco Pimentel. We just referred it to the Committee on Public Order and Security together with the Committee on Justice. So, dagdag ko lang po, Senator, our Minority Floor Leader, yung mga ginagawa po nilang mga raid, yung ginagawa po nilang mga action, pag tinignan niyo po sila, naka-civilian po sila, wala po tayong nakikitang pulis na signage, wala yung tsapa. Pero mo nakakatakot yun. This could be considered an armed group. How would you know if pulis yung kausap mo o hindi? Diba? Nakakatakot talaga. Kaya kailangan na talagang magkaroon ng standard operating procedures and they must follow it to the letter. Another information to the body, we're also going to tackle the panay lobby dito ng police hierarchy, yung PNP modernization bill. So, pwede natin isingit din dyan. Yung mga panukala, mga plano po natin para mapatibay po ang pagrespeto ng batas, lalo na sa pagdating sa police operations.
Yeah, Mr. President, thank you. If I may add, I do agree with Senator Chis Escudero said a while ago, every time an incident like this happens, dapat we should also always call the attention of the DILG and the PNP, the Chief of Police, the Chief PNP, dahil sila naman po ang gumagawa ng mga policy at procedures. So, dapat pag may nangyaring naulit tong ganitong insidente, pati sila meron pananagutan pati sila dapat magpaliwanag sa atin. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, I move that we refer the privileged speech of Senator Tulfo and the interpellations and manifestations thereon to the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs and the Committee on Justice and Human Rights. So move, Mr. President.
There being no objection, motion is approved.